Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the NBA's Eastern Conference powerhouses, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And yes, you read that title absolutely right. I'm here to tell you exactly why the Cavs can win it all this year. Now, if you're thinking, come on, they're good, but they're not that good, they still have to prove it, I totally get it. The Cavs haven't been part of the championship conversation since LeBron's era. But this team, the 2014-15 Cavaliers, they're not only breaking records, they're breaking narratives. They've got the wins, they've got the defense, they've got the star power, and most importantly, they've got momentum. In this video, we're going to break down how this team went from a fringe contender to a legitimate title threat. We'll talk records, stats, matchups, playoff readiness, and everything in between. Stick around because by the end of this breakdown, you might just become a believer. Let's start with the most eye-popping fact. As of right now, at the time of this recording, the Cavaliers have 62 wins. That makes them only the second Cavs team in franchise history to reach that number. Not even the 2016 championship team hit that mark. Only the 2008-2009 LeBron-led team did better, winning 66 games in that regular season. That team was a juggernaut, prime LeBron, prime dominance. So for this current squad, without a generational superstar like LeBron to even be within striking distance of that win total, that's absolutely incredible. Now look, records are cool, but what they really tell us is that this team is built for success. You don't win 60 plus games in the modern NBA by accident. You win that many games because you're elite on both ends of the floor, cohesive as a unit, and coached with a clear identity. That's what makes this much bigger than just the numbers. Let's talk about the team construction. This Cavs roster wasn't slapped together with aging stars and max contracts. This team was built patiently, deliberately, and with a clear vision. First, there's Donovan Mitchell, the superstar who arrived via trade but embraced the city and system from day one. Then you've got his running partner, Darius Garland, the homegrown all-star, crafty, creative, and one of the league's best floor generals when healthy. Add that to Evan Mobley, who was rapidly becoming a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, and Jarrett Allen, one of the most efficient rim protectors in the entire association. That front court is long, smart, mobile, and disciplined. Together, Mobley and Allen form a wall that turns the paint into a no-fly zone. But the Cavs didn't stop there. They added Max Strus, a knockdown shooter with playoff experience in Miami. They developed Isaac Okoro, who went from a question mark to a legit perimeter stopper. Lastly, they add DeAndre Hunter at the trade deadline, a wing that can match up with the likes of the Knicks and Boston in a playoff series. A combination of all this and the result is a team that can go big and clog the lane, go small and run in transition, switch everything defensively, play through Mitchell in the half court, or let Garland orchestrate fast breaks and pick and rolls. This is what you want in a playoff team: depth, versatility, and a rock-solid identity. Here's the thing, for long stretches this season, the Cavaliers have been the best team in the NBA, and nobody seems to notice as much as they should, especially on a national level. Maybe it's because they're not flashy, maybe it's because they don't have Jokic or Giannis or Steph. But let's look at the facts. Top 3 in defensive rating, top 5 in net rating, top 3 in fourth quarter scoring, one of the best clutch teams in the entire league. They've beaten Boston, they've beaten Milwaukee, they've beaten the Knicks, they've held teams under 100 points more times than anyone in the league. Their defense travels, their offense executes under pressure. They win games when shots aren't falling because they can grind teams down and outlast them. And don't forget, this team is winning games without relying on 40 plus nights from one guy. They're balanced, unselfish, and dangerous in multiple ways. That's championship DNA. And before we go any further, we need to talk about Donovan Mitchell because what he's doing this season deserves attention. He's averaging over 24 points per game, shooting efficiently, and leading by example. But here's the key, Mitchell gets better in the playoffs. His postseason numbers are historically good. We're talking about a guy who has averaged over 30 points per game in multiple playoff runs. He's had two 50-point games in a single playoff series, one of only a few players in NBA history to do so. And now, he's surrounded by more talent and more help than he ever had in Utah. He doesn't need to drop 45 every night, but when it's time to go supernova, he's got that gear. Mitchell is the kind of player who can swing a series alone, who can win you a game 6 on the road, who can hit that shot when the game is on the line. And every great playoff run has that guy. The Cavs have theirs. Let's rewind to last year. The Cavs had high hopes heading into the playoffs, and they got punched in the mouth early on. Their inexperience showed, their spacing disappeared, the moment was just too big. And that's okay, because they learned from it. This year's Cavs team looks like a group that remembers that pain, that's going to lean into that experience when it matters most. You can see it in their defensive discipline, in the way Garland and Mitchell defer and read situations, in the way Mobley has bulked up and learned how to handle physicality. They didn't blow it up, they didn't panic, they went back to the lab and worked on their flaws. And the result is a battle-tested, humble, hungry team that isn't going to take anything for granted this time around. That's a dangerous mentality in the postseason for any opponent. Assuming they stay on track, Cleveland is likely to have home court advantage for the entire playoffs, at least maybe until the finals. And don't underestimate what that means. Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse has become a fortress this year. The fans are loud, passionate, and desperate for another taste of postseason glory. This isn't the Cleveland team of the past, relying on one man to carry them. This is a deep, gritty unit that feeds off that crowd's energy. In a Game 7, would you want to play in Cleveland? I really don't think so. So let's wrap this up. The Cavaliers aren't just a good story. They're not just a nice young team having a good year. Ultimately, they're a legitimate title contender and perhaps the favorite. They've got a top-tier defense, a dynamic backcourt, playoff-tested leadership now, size, depth, versatility, home court advantage, and most importantly, a chip on their shoulder. Add that to the fact that they're on the verge of breaking the franchise wins record, and it's clear this team is peaking at the perfect time. They've got all the ingredients and just about no weaknesses. So here's the big question. Are we witnessing the start of something special in Cleveland? Or is the league still sleeping on the Cavs when they really shouldn't be? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think they can win it all? Can they go all the way? And who's their biggest threat in the East? Boston, Milwaukee, maybe even the Knicks? And what would a finals matchup against the Lakers or OKC look like, for example? Smash that like button if you're riding the Cavs bandwagon, subscribe for more deep NBA breakdowns, and I'll catch you in the next one.